Yo! How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Breedingpool back with another deck tech. Yes, your favorite Oko casting land is doing deck techs now. This is day number 6 of trying to get a preview card from WotC by tagging them in a Twitter post and posting a deck tech. Today we're going to be going over Naya midrange. It's a deck that cropped up as could be decent against most of the creature matchups, as well as win in the Epiphany matchup. So hopefully, with my limited experience with the deck, it does feel like it is very solid. Has really good cards in it, and can do some things. Oh, you almost got a free deck then. Before we get onto the deck, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, that you hit that bell icon so you miss nothing, and leave a comment. Let me know how you guys like these deck techs. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're playing 4 Dragonsfire because we have an additional we have 2 Moonveil Regent and 4 Goldspan Dragon. Just the enabling the additional point of damage on the Dragonsfire is huge. 6 dragons seems a little low, but it still comes at the comes with the upside of being able to cast it and deal 4 damage. Is bigger than playing like Cathartic Pyre. Playing 4 Lotus Cobra, which I really like the inclusion here, as Lotus Cobra can just help fix your mana in a 3-color type style deck, as well as just be a good beater and a body that people have to deal with. Playing 1 Outland Liberator, shout out Cadillac. That's the reason why you would include something like this, and it's a good reason to. It's a 3/3 body that can just continuously kill the artifact or enchantment. This Rangers class is being played pretty heavily as well. But you also can just tap 1, sacrifice it, and kill off the Cadillac or a Rangers class. Speaking of, we're playing 4 of them, because it is really good in the non-green matchups. So anything like your Epiphany deck or anything like that, Rangers class you should value higher than what you think, as that incremental advantage of getting the +1/+1 is really big. Playing 4 Shatterskull Smashing is this quite a good removal spell, and it's also a land when you don't need a removal spell against the mono white or mono green decks. 4 Brutal Cathar, as it's a great removal spell. Turns into a creature that's difficult to deal with and has first strike and can just eat some of the most of the creatures on both sides of the aggro matchups. 4 Elite Spellbinder for some disruption on the blue-red matchups. 2 Reidane slows down our snow, any snow plan, as well as it's just, I think Reidane needs to come up in numbers on most decks that are playing white, as it's really good against the mono green control, as well as it's good against Epiphany. Just makes everything a little bit more expensive, or disrupts them enough to where they're not playing their game plan out 100% on time. Playing 4 Cadillac, just Cadillac go purr, right? Like, it's just really good. There's nothing. I've literally talked about this card almost every deck that we've covered this standard season, so don't be afraid to play it if you're playing green. 2 Moonveil Regent as an enabler to the Dragonsfire. It's also another source of damage, and a way for you to be able to kind of cycle through your deck a little bit harder when you're top decking when this is out. It's a good card, solid. I've played with it quite a bit. I do enjoy it. Quite easy to splash. 4 Goldspan Dragon. We knew about this before standard rotated. It's a good card. It's going to be beating you down for the next 2 years. Get used to being able to kill it. For the land base, we have 2 Den of the Bugbear, 2 Forest, 2 Lair the Hydra, 4 Cragcrown Pathway, 1 Rockfall Vale, 4 Needleverge Pathway, 4 Branchloft Pathway, and 4 Overgrown Farmland. Just to make sure that we catch our spells, you play all the pathways that you can, as they come into play untapped 100% of the time. They just give you a decision that you have to make. In the sideboard, we are playing the 4 full copies of Burning Hands. It's too good not to play. 4 is probably the right call. 3 Brushfire Elemental, 4 Tajru, a Blightblade, or 4 Brushfire Elemental, and 4 Tajru, Blightblade. The Brushfire Elemental just gives you a hasty threat against most of the Epiphany matchups, as well as being a little bit stronger. Tajru, Blightblade, a good spell against most of the mono green matchups, as their interactions generally fight. So Death Touch is quite good, even though it doesn't really do anything to Blizzard Brawl. Doesn't really do much to Blizzard Brawl if they have it enabled, but it still makes it in an awkward time. It also blocks well all of their big dudes. Blocks all their big dudes pretty well. Kills them, makes it where you don't have to hold up a removal spell. And in these colors, you generally don't have much in ways of removal. Another Reidane in the sideboard, and 2 Toski Barrier Secrets is a great way to make sure you're not losing the game against control, as it constantly draws you cards, fills up your hand, and allows you to play out your deck the way it's meant to be played. Yeah, that's Naya midrange, you guys. Thanks for coming back for the next day. I really appreciate everybody that keeps coming back to the videos. And anybody new, welcome. Please make sure that you hit that subscribe button, touch that bell icon, leave me some love, leave me a like in the comments, however you kids do it these days. Yeah, thank you so much.